Professionally, over the last 10 years I've been working with dyslexic and dyspraxic art and design students, and apart from the obvious difficulties, a number of them have complained to me that despite having been taught drawing for a number of years, they find it particularly difficult. This has led to an interesting collaboration with colleagues at Swansea, Middlesex and UCL, and we've produced some research papers to see if there's any correlation between dyslexia and difficulty with drawing, but so far the evidence is inconclusive. But there's no denying the fact that many dyslexic and dyspraxic art and design people feel that their lack of skill in drawing puts them at a professional disadvantage. Also, if at school you can draw a likeness, you're encouraged to take art GCSE and you're labelled creative, but if you can't, you're discouraged. Which is tragic because many creative people cannot or wouldn't aspire to draw a likeness. There's also no denying the fact that art and design, and interestingly I've recently discovered music, dance and drama, attract higher than average numbers of dyslexic and dyspraxic individuals. On a personal note, I've known several highly talented dyslexic musicians for whom learning to read music was a real struggle, and were it not for tremendous perseverance, encouragement from family and some enlightened teachers along the way, they'd have given up long ago. Similarly, a young drama student friend, also dyslexic, has made enormous efforts to overcome her difficulties with first of all reading and then learning scripts. And finally, the distress and humiliation described to me by two dyspraxic girls whom are elegant, gracious and rhythmic when moving spontaneously to music, but freeze up completely when trying to reproduce a dance sequence from memory, got me thinking about the possibility of teaching these art subjects in ways that instead of humiliating, frustrating and discouraging, positively encourage children, in spite of their difficulties, not to give up on what could be an avenue to a lifelong passion, artistic expression, interesting career possibilities, increased self-esteem and personal fulfilment. And whom better to teach these subjects than dyslexic and dyspraxic graduates who themselves had struggled against the odds. I began writing some of these thoughts down and having discussions with friends and colleagues, and eventually, after about a year, we settled on the name Creative Mentors Foundation, which to me is an embodiment of all the ideas, images and words everyone has so generously contributed along the way. And that's how Creative Mentors Foundation got started. And now all we've got to do is to make it work.
When Connor first talked to me about Creative Mentors, we dwelled on whether there was a catchphrase we could use to describe what it was about. And we came up with "Yes You Can," because that's the phrase I've used most with my son. Every time he said, "I can't do this, Dad, I can't do that, Dad, I can't get an A in this, I can't get the bus on my own even," I've said, "Yes you can, yes you can," and he still doesn't quite believe it. Creative Mentors is aiming to find people who've been through the same sort of struggle in their education and send them back into schools, having managed to get into higher education and succeed at a high level, and give kids in schools the inspiration and the motivation and the confidence to feel that they can do that too. To say to them, yes you can do this. That's why I'm involved in Creative Mentors.